Ladies and gentlemen, it's
Ron Christie, a reasonable Republican, was on Real Time with Bill Maher on Friday. There were basically only 3 times that Christie spoke at any length, and this first clip shows him talking about Medicare, but the more important issue here is his whining about the fact checkers, how they're being so unfair to the Republicans. And it's amazing to me how over the last 30 years how much Republicans have become whiners.
Doesn't.
Well, I think the big lie here is we need to fact check the fact checkers. The fact of the matter is the media has been running around. The media has been running around and saying Paul Ryan's been lying. The fact of the matter is this. President Obama, in his plan, Obamacare, took $716 billion out under Medicare Advantage. He took it out of the hospitals and he took it under the insurance program, and he programmed that into Obamacare. That's true.
In the second clip, Christie is on about something having to do with Medicare. He says that Paul Ryan took $716 billion out of Medicare, but then he put it back in Medicare, which is very strange because I don't write checks to my checking account.
Actually, that's a very good point. Let me speak to that. Because everyone talks about Paul Ryan and they demonize Ryan and they say that they want to throw, that Ryan's trying to take folks off of Medicare. The fact of the matter is this. Nothing that Paul Ryan said in either of his budgets dealt with anybody who was over the age of 55. Not a one. The fact of the matter is, Soledad, and it's very true, that the Obamacare budget, the $716 billion, and only in Washington, D.C., where you actually reduce the rate of spending, is actually called a cut. The fact of the matter is, Bill, you're dealing with people who are actually on Medicare and receiving Medicare services that they'll have a reduction in the amount of money that's available. That's the truth.
We will fuck you in 10 years budget. That is correct.
But at least you said that's correct. I'm just glad that we got on the record that you admit that I was correct on that.
But how come he both includes that $716 billion in Obamacare and also cuts it from his own budget?
The difference between what Paul Ryan had done in his 2 previous budgets and the president's is very clear. What Paul Ryan did is he took $716 billion in a reduction of spending, and he put that immediately back into Medicare. What President Obama did in his budget was he took it
back to the insurance company.
No, he doesn't give it back to the insurance.
Of course. Okay. All right. Let's not. See, this is why I have such trouble with Republicans on the show. People say have more Republicans. I try. We try to book 2 at once, but I can't. It's very hard to argue in a world where we don't agree on facts.
This last clip is great because it shows that while Christie may seem reasonable, he is not at all. He's just a straight-ahead GOP fanatic. Here he's talking about global warming, and he's making this sort of can't we all just get along argument, a standard argument of the intelligent design creationist community, that you should teach the controversy, and that's what he's talking about. Can't we all just agree to disagree? The problem is there is no disagreement about this. The whole argument is about the fact that there is no disagreement about this. Anyway, it's interesting to see Maher at the end, who is totally exasperated. He puts his head down on his desk. It's really great.
Without speaking for a party, I can certainly speak for myself. And having spent nearly 10 years in Capitol Hill and 4 years in the White House, the one thing that bothers me is that people have taken global warming and they have made it a blood sport.
People?
People, yes. Either one side says either you believe in it and, this is the gospel.
No.
The other folks who say, no, we don't believe in it.
One side believes in the science.
No,
again, this is not a debate.
But here's my debate.
But that's how you're couching it.
That's exactly right.
This is the media's problem.
No, but here is the problem. I think that we can respectfully agree to disagree. We might not all agree in the science. Yes, we can.
We can disagree
because if you're wrong, we're dead.
No.
We can disagree on how to handle it. We can't disagree on whether it exists, because it does.
Again, you can say that there is a group of scientists who believe that there's global warming that has been discredited by what we've seen over in England, by the number of emails that have been out there. Yes,
that's totally discredited bullshit. There are 5 different commissions that looked into the East Anglia thing, and they all said nothing there. It was a fucking typo. This is what you're hanging it on.
I'm not hanging it.
Nothing gets in.
This is again. I'm trying.
Lord save us from the reasonable Republican.